again. How is everyone? I'm hoping that we have gone live. Let me just see. Nothing coming up. Oh, don't like it when things don't come up. Let's see. No, that's a new post. Ooh. I'm hoping we are live. Let's see if I can get into YouTube and see if... Oh, yes! Just got the email. Phew! How is everyone? Clearly I'm a little stressed. 'Twas ever thus, just trying to sort out lights and things. This is slightly in the way, I'm sorry. One day I will get this craft room totally organised for streaming. You've caught me at a slightly embarrassing moment because I haven't actually stuck the stickers on the back of my stamps yet, so I'm going to do that while people are joining. When you join, please let me know where you're joining from and how things are. As I said in my comment, it's a little overcast today. It really doesn't know what it wants to do. It was supposed to be a basically vile day all day. I mean, I don't mean vile. I mean just a bit blur. And it is pretty much a bit blur. The thing with sticking circular word stamps onto the sticker, it's not that easy to get them lined up. Just saying. I need that. So I'm hoping someone will be joining me, otherwise I'm going to be Billy no mates today. We will soon find out. Seems to suggest there's someone else just come on, but who knows? Oh no, one viewer. That'll be me then. Anyway, I have just managed to work out how... Hello, Suzanne from what? I'm going to say that's Washington. It's not quite what it says, but I'm going to think it's Washington. And I'm assuming state. Would that be correct? Rather than DC? So I am using the Brew Some Fun. Good morning from Kansas, from a toasty Kansas. Morning from Wisconsin, from Oregon, from Southern Oregon. So you two aren't that, well, hey, what do I know about these things? I'm guessing you two aren't that far apart. Hello, Audrey. Thank you very much for your order, which I have placed. I think I told you I'd placed it, but it has been placed. Yes, Washington State. Good. I like to make sure I understand these things. I do know that they are different places and geographically very different because one is on the East Coast and one is on the West Coast, if my memory serves. That's about the sum total of my knowledge of American geography. But hey, so yes, I'm just putting the stickers on the back of my stamps. Nothing quite like being organised. But I'm going to be using, as I say, the Brew Some Fun. I haven't actually seen anyone using this stamp set yet. Hello, Pam. So yes, I haven't actually seen any projects using this stamp set, which I think is really sad. It covers tea, it covers coffee, and it covers flowers and hearts and all sorts of things. Morning from Michigan, Deborah. Hello, Linda. Gosh, you're all jumping on, which is lovely. As I say, I'm just slightly behind. Hey, 'twas ever thus. I have to say I gave myself near heart failure when I was writing a blog post that's actually for next week. I know I'm ahead slightly. It's frightening, really. And I suddenly thought, no, I've got to go live. It was 12:30. So I didn't have to go live. But better that than completely miss it, which I really don't want to do. Oh, on the subject of which, so when I was here on Tuesday, I said I would be live today. Hello, I'm live. And I also said I would be live on Saturday morning. Hello, Nora. This set is next on your list. Wonderful, Suzanne. Well, hopefully you will enjoy what I'm going to make with it. So, yes, I said I'd be live on Saturday morning, which is a normal time for me to be live. However, change of plan. We have got to get some stuff out of my late father's house. Sorry to say that I have never noticed. Well, there we are, you see. You're not the only person who hasn't seen it. That's the problem. And I think it's a lovely set, but then I am a coffee drinker. I'm a coffee maker as well. Good morning, Laura from South Carolina. So, yes, we've got to get some bits out of my father's house before it is cleared. We're getting people in to do the clearing. And my brother is about to go away. So the only day that we could make it was Saturday. And it was the morning. So it does look really cute, I have to say. I think I've stuck that sticker on slightly crooked, but that's fine. I'm nearly there. So I won't be here on Saturday. I will try between now and then, bearing in mind there are so many days between now and then, to do a recorded video instead. But anyone who is expecting me to be live at 10 o'clock Saturday UK time, I won't be. Just saying. So, nearly there. I might leave the last few bits because I probably don't need them, or I can sort them out as I need them, rather than keep you all hanging on, because I'm sure there's nothing more exciting than having me telling you about a stamp set that you can't see. I could be wrong. There could be something that's more exciting than that, but I just don't know what it is. So let me pop that there. Right, and I will flip you down and you're going to see almost nothing because I am that prepared for today. So picture in picture. So this is the stamp set. I have pulled out lots of blends and they're all basically in the aqua range because I've got mint macaron, just jade and soft succulent, which I think of as all aquas. You can wait. Thank you, Audrey. I'll see. I can't remember if I've got something posted already for Saturday, but anyway. So we've got Let's Brew Up Some Fun, Sending Thanks with a Whole Latte Love, It's Your Birthday, Always Useful and For You. Then we've got these little hearts, or this little heart, which is so little you probably can't see it. So this little heart, a teacup with a tea bag in it, a bow, these florals, some party hats, some spoons, a takeout mug cup, and You're My Cup of Tea. Now, I have worked out how to get that lined up straight, maybe. I won't tell you how I did it until I know it works. So, I'm going to start actually by stamping that on the basis I have a piece of Whisper White available. I know, it's about the only thing I have got on my craft sheet. Now, while I am getting stuff sorted out, do remember, what colour shall I go? Do remember that if you don't already subscribe, you can do that just by clicking the YouTube icon in the bottom right hand corner. And then you can subscribe, and if you hit the alert button, you will also get an email when I go live and post videos. Audrey won't be able to stay watching. Daughter and granddaughter are coming for early tea. Way! Lovely. Katie has beavers tonight. That will be fun. So I'm going to pull decisions time. I'm going to pull soft suede. Soft suede is a really nice colour in that it's very, it's obviously brown, but it's not so brown as to be early espresso black, if you see what I mean. So yes, you can tell which ones I've stuck the stickers on the back of because they're stuck. So I'm going to pop that, don't need the centre bit, going to pop that on my block. I do like to keep these bits from the centres because you can sometimes add them to a block and use them as a stamp. So don't think that just because they are in the middle of a stamp that it can't be useful. So I'm just going to stamp "You're my cup of tea." Now hopefully it is. Right, so what I did in order to line up my sticker so that the dots lined up, which isn't important if you're going to do what I'm going to do, which is die cut, but is pretty important if you're going to stamp straight onto the card. I grabbed my, got stamps flying everywhere now. So I got a permanent marker. Now obviously you can use a blend, but this is a finer tip. And I put a mark where the dot was on the sticker. So these dots here on the sticker, and then I put a corresponding dot on the side of the stamp so I could line up one dot with the other dots. And because I've done that, I now know that when I stamp this, if I line the dots up horizontally or vertically, that's how they're going to stamp. Love it when a plan actually works. So I am going to stamp in the middle, but I'm going to stamp in the middle in Just Jade. And I'm going to use the little teacup. Now there's quite a lot of what I would call excess rubber on the teacup, so I do like to make sure I know kind of where the stamp is in relation to the outside. So it's nearest to this edge or this edge, although the sticker's fairly central, just to be helpful. So that needs to be sort of square. Actually, I'm going to die cut that before I stamp it because I can't work out where square is. Right, so I'm going to use my layering circle dies. Sadly, we don't have circle punches anymore, which is, as I say, a little sad. That's too big. And I can almost guarantee you this will be, oh, just the right size. I was going to say too small, but actually, I think it's going to be pretty much the right size. It may take off the edge, it may take off the circle is the only thing. So I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use a scallop instead because that will fit. So mini cut and emboss and plates. I know I said this before and I'm going to say it again and probably again and again and again. I do much more die cutting now that I've got my mini because it sits on my desk and it's so easy to use. Is it just me or are others finding that? Maybe it's just me. So I'm just going to pop that round my circle and pop my Hujima flip over the top and wind. Now I know some people have problems with their mini cut and emboss not wanting to roll through. What you may or may not have noticed is that I offset my plates. It makes it much easier to get it through if you offset your plates. Otherwise you're basically trying to get a brick wall through the eye of a needle. Let's mix our metaphors. And that's kind of not going to be easy. Does the stamp set coordinate with the set from the Christmas coffee set? No, because the Christmas coffee set, sadly, I mean they would work together, absolutely, but the Christmas coffee set has gone. so they wouldn't coordinate, and the dyes have gone as well. So if they do, it's fluke as opposed to design, but obviously they would work together. And of course the coffee cups have carried over, so you could use it with the coffee cups, the mini coffee cups. But no, sadly the actually I'm going to stick with brown. The wrap dyes carried over. They did. You're absolutely right. Do the dyes. I should have the dyes. Bear with me. Scallop contours, pierced blooms, stars. I should have the dyes, but heaven only knows where. Let's see if they're in here. I think that, yes, I mean the dyes carried over for the wrap, warm wrap dyes. But I'm not sure. I don't think it says so in the catalogue that they coordinate, is what I'm thinking. Oh, possibly. Maybe I'm wrong. I am wrong. Thank you for asking the question, Linda. They do. Woohoo! Yes, they do. So pleased someone else is concentrating. Yes. Okay, well, we'll be using these later, because now we know we can do that. In which case, I will stamp this on a piece of separate paper. Oh, thank you so much, Linda. You are a hero. Right, so there was that lovely coffee cup set, which I'm thinking of, and you're thinking of the right set, and I'm thinking of the wrong set. So I've got my very well inked coffee mug. While we are going to be doing some die cutting, now that we know we've got dies, let's stamp some other images, because I think it'd be really cute to have some of these other images as well. So the heart, I'm sure, coordinates. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, all of you. So that's the heart. Let's pop that there. This needs its sticker. Yeah, hey, absolutely, thumbs up. I have to say, I thought it was a little random that there was this set just there. What there isn't, which I would have loved even in the original, is a coffee cup. I mean, you know, a die for the... But, hey, those won't, but those will. Right, okay. So I'm going to stamp these in Memento, and then we can die cut everything at once. So, grab my snips, cut that down, and grab my lovely little mini die cutter again. So, let's pop that there and grab the, I now know they work together, warm wraps dies. You see, there isn't a coffee cup. And because there isn't a coffee cup, I would have just ignored the fact that there are dies. Because I'm more of a coffee drinker than a tea drinker. Although we have, and it's not really tea, but vague connection of ideas. We have a lemon balm plant in our herb bed. I hasten to add, it is in a pot in the herb bed, because if you think mint is invasive, you don't know anything if you think the mint is invasive, because lemon balm is even worse. Even though it's in a pot, because I allowed it to flower, I've got lemon balm coming up in the cracks in the patio, all over the place. So we were thinking, what could we do with lemon balm? To which the answer is make lemon balm tea and lemon balm cordial. Aren't they lovely? They actually work. Thank you, Linda. You are my saviour. So I have got brewing some lemon balm tea in inverted commas. I cut a whole load of lemon balm leaves and put them in a tea infuser, and had it hot when it first went in. Had a quick taste of it last night, and it's in the fridge now. It tastes quite nice. I'm going to be having a cup later because it's gorgeous. Right, okay, so let's stick with our cup of tea, and I'm going to start with my teacup in light mint macaron, for the most part, and you can use your classic ink pads with stamping blends. Do make sure you leave the ink to dry fully, is all I would say. I mean, it's a bit like you need to leave the tuxedo to dry fully, because otherwise you can end up doing what I'm doing, which is smudging it. But it's fine. Just clean it off. Right, so I'm going to have dark mint macaron for the stripes on the mug. And then I think I'm going to go dark just jade on my tea bag, so that it stands out nicely. And then that is going to pop onto my You're My Cup of Tea with a dimensional. I think it's probably small enough, or large enough, is probably the right word, for a large dimensional, as in standard size. And it is. I have a sneaking suspicion that we are going to have a thunderstorm today. It's got that really heavy feel to it. And we've had a couple of days of summer, so it must be time for us to have some thunderstorms now. Right, I'm going to grab, have I got any ready? No. Some soft succulent and some Just Jade. I might have a Just Jade ready, but just in case, sorry. That's not all soft succulent. That is so not soft succulent. That is mint macaron. Oh well. Hey ho. Right, I'm going to cut a mat from this. I don't know how wide it is, but I'm going to work it out backwards. So my normal mat is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. And this is 3 3/4. So this is going to be by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to pop that onto, actually just a whisper, basic white mat. And then I'm going to pop all of that onto a Just Jade card base. It's almost like that was planned. Like, yeah, right. So, let's pop that away, and I want the gingham. This is from Flowers for Every Season, I want to say, combo. I really must write on the side. So we're kind of getting this green aqua feel going. So I think I'm going to, do I want that to go all the way around? No, I'm going to have it go part the way around. So what I tend to do is use Seal Plus for my ribbon. Hello, Claire. I think I've just received something in the post from you. Would that make sense? I think it would. So yes, so I'll get that sorted out. In fact, it may even be No, not there. Yes, I thought so. I thought. I have to show you this because it is so pretty. So this was something that Claire sent to me. A little card to say thank you for everything I do. Isn't that just the prettiest? It's so cute. It's the one of the host sets from the last annual catalogue, and it's gorgeous. Really pretty. Thank you. And I love the colour combination. Yellow and grey is just such a classic combination. So thank you for that, Claire, and yes, I will get that sorted out for you. And Lorna has just come on, and your decorating's nearly done. And I know you've managed to find some craft supplies, because I've also had this from Lorna. I love it when people come on just as I know I've received some stuff. So really nice card. And thank you for finding all those bits that you sent in with that, Lorna. And again, she's saying thank you for the hard work for the retreat. So the Lorna is on my team, and we had our team retreat at the weekend. So yeah, which was fun. I'm nearly at the point where I can post out the raffle prizes as well. Nearly. So I'm just going to run a little bit of Seal Plus across my card so that I can attach my ribbon to that. I can line up that way. I do love the grid paper for this. It just makes it so easy to get your bits straight. And then just snip that off. Gosh, it's nearly 1:30 already. That's because I've been blethering the whole time. So there we are. It's a bent ribbon as opposed to it's not straight. Now I do quite like to persuade Seal Plus, which doesn't actually like terribly sticking to ribbon once the ribbon is attached to card. But if you kind of overlap it onto the card as well, it means you get a really good seal for your ribbon and there's no chance of it getting out. I thought you were going to say at the point where the point where I've nearly recovered. I've recovered. Because all of the videos were done in advance, it actually wasn't too bad on the day, and I've had a quiet week. I have to say I've been sleeping a lot since the weekend. I mean, ridiculous amount. Now this needs to go on the white, not onto the Just Jade. But it was lovely to see everyone. It's one of the joys of Zoom. I've just finished all the items from the retreat, apart from all the calendar month cards. Well, and of course the joy with the calendar month cards is you can make them for any year you want. So you can have it as a rolling calendar. So yes, we made one of a calendar with the Days to Remember stamp set. So all of the team got half a pack of the peach paper, sheets of the host paper, a stamp set, all sorts of bits and pieces. So this is going to be a really simple card, just a little pop, and I'm going to use Seal Plus for this, purely because I'm going to be going over a lump, the lump being the ribbon. I don't want to use a second dimensional because that puts it into an expensive lot of posting for the UK. And as I'm in the UK, that would mean it was going to be expensive. So that's that. Now, while I am thinking about it, because I am actually thinking about it, I'm going to do the inside, because we've got these lovely spoons, which I think are just fun. So I think I'm going to use crumb cake, or maybe Sahara sand. Can't decide which. So let's find I've done a really silly thing. I've tidied my craft desk, which basically means all my little scraps that I normally have lying around have been put away. Not clever, really. You've slept through the last 2 nights. Wow, that's good. So this is crumb cake, which is nice. It's fairly bold. Even when that dries, it's going to be fairly definite. So my challenge, I have to say, over the last few days has been getting up, not sleeping. I have slept so well. My ear infection is better, so that probably helps. I'm going to stamp over. You know, this is only to try out the colours. So the Sahara Sand is actually a little greener. So I think I'm going to go Sahara Sand because it's got that green undertone. So I'm going to be brave. Wish me luck. Because now I'm going to start in the middle-ish. This is where I should really be using the Stamparatus, but I can't be bothered to get it out at this precise moment. So we're going to go over the edge, which is fine. Gosh, they're almost straight and almost in a line. Wow. There are moments. So a border for the inside of our card. Right. So let's find some adhesive. So for those of us who are demonstrators, and I'm guessing quite a few of you are probably demonstrators, we haven't got that long to wait until we get, I know, the autumn winter, otherwise known as it's going to be July, although it's coming out in August, to January catalogue. For those of you who are not demonstrators, the July to January mini catalogue, there have been issues with delivery, as in shipments, A, because of the Suez Canal, B, because of the pandemic. Hello, Helen from Michigan. So there are quite a lot of things that haven't arrived or hadn't arrived. So these are my favourite at the moment jewels. They're the in-colour jewels. And yes, I do have a few in my craft room at the moment. I'll come on to why momentarily. So the July catalogue is not coming out until August, is basically what I'm saying. However, for demonstrators, we're going to be able to see it on the 22nd of June in PDF format, which will be fun. No, I'm going to come down. I'm going to come down to there. So I've just added a few jewels for a bit of bling. So it's a very simple card. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a very simple card. So yes, we're all going to be looking forward to seeing things that are more winter and autumn orientated. Hello, Louise. So yeah, and here we are, and summer has finally arrived in the UK, so why wouldn't we be looking at winter and autumn orientated projects or products? So yes, I'm having an evening with my team going through it so we can get all terribly excited about it, because we will. Right, okay, so somewhere I have hidden under there my other 2 die cuts. So I'm going to have a look at my stamp set. I may or may not use those. Just saying, I am going to use the coffee cup because it wouldn't be me without a coffee cup. So I need a scrap of paper, card even, a block. Disappointed my order has been delayed till Monday as my sweet as a peach is in it. Oh no! Sorry your order's been delayed. Mine have been coming through reasonably. Now, there were There were holidays in Germany which didn't help. So I know there were some, not delays as such, but some things took a while to come out. Because the warehouse was closed. So there's my, can't pick it up, coffee cup. Oh, I should show you the inside of the card now as it's, so you see, had I used the crumb cake, I think that would have been a bit too brown, but the Sahara sand is that little bit greener. There've been quite a few bank holidays in Germany. They do Ascension Day and all sorts of things that we don't do. Right, again, I'm going to go light. No, I'm not. I'm going to go crumb cake. I'm going to go light crumb cake for one of my stripes. And then I'm going to go mint macaron, I think, for the other. And because we don't have a die for this, I will be doing one of those things I do regularly, which is a little bit of fussy cutting. So, do you have any classes coming up? I'm about to launch another one, Louise. My expressions in ink, or artistic in whatever the paper is going out next week. As in, it's being posted out next week. So this is the dark mint macaron. And then I'm hoping to be able to launch my next class, which is going to use the hand penned paper, but I don't know if it's going to use the hand penned stamp set, which may seem a bit odd, but it's not really, because we shouldn't be too tied to a stamp set with the paper. You can mix and match them, which is what I intend to do. My only slight hesitation about that is you could say that that's two florals, one after the other, but the projects for the one that's going out next week aren't that floral. This set is the Brew Some Fun. It is unloved in the catalogue by all accounts. Linda very kindly reminded me that it goes with, as in works with, the wrapped, I've buried it now, the warm wrap dies, because we've got the teacup, the heart and the bow, and this will die cut the You're My Cup of Tea. So yes, I hadn't put two and two together, but Linda was being a superstar and told me it did, and she was right. Have you done any or will be doing any with your peach sweet? I'm a little peached out at the moment, only because I did that with my team. I'm going back to the light mint macaron. I don't like, actually I'm going to bring a grey over. I don't like that being white. Hopefully this is smoky slate. No, it's not, it's grey granite. Typical. That's smoky slate. I love the peach, but at the moment I think that will be the one after. Help from Suzanne. Fair enough. That's whoever it was. Thank you very much for reminding me that it works with the dies. So yes, Louise, I hope that helps. But yeah, I mean, I will be sharing some of the projects that I did with my team over the weekend. I will be sharing those next week sometime. Not all of them, but some of them. Because it's an amazing stamp set, and the paper, which I didn't think I liked the stamp set or the paper. So wrong. I mean, we only use the paper, Oh, that's a shame, Louise. Why don't you ask if you can do some stuff? She can only say no. Part of the reason that I do, it's not part of the reason, I mean, that makes it sound as if it's only because. No, let's go back one. I have always been an online demonstrator. I did run Coffee and Card when we could, but I didn't really do classes much. I did run classes, but only in our local village hall, and we haven't got enough people in the village to make that kind of work. So I canned that because I had always intended to basically be online. So the pandemic for me didn't really change much, but because I've basically always been online, it means that my team are spread all around the UK, actually technically all around Great Britain, because I don't have anyone in Ireland at the moment, and never have, but also going into Europe. So team meetings, isn't that just so cute? Team meetings have always had to be virtual. And I started with, I'm going to go with the teaspoons again, but this time I will use crumb cake. I started with Facebook, doing Facebook Lives, but I didn't like it much. If I'd known we were so close. Oh, thank you. Where was I going? Oh yes, so we used to do Facebook Live, and then Zoom kind of came along, and you know, we Zoom. Right, so this, I'm going to do the stamping straight across again. This time I'm going to go slightly higher up, and I'm actually going to stamp off, because I don't think I want it full strength. No, I want it part strength. So I'm going to stamp off. You can tell it's time for me to put a new piece of grit paper down, because I'm actually using it. Oh, thank you, Beverly. Because I do classes in the mail as well, for UK, and for overseas I'm in the process of loading up. I need to add some extra dimensions. I'm in the process of loading up. Not happy with that, but we're going to cover it. That's going to go just there. I need to put the American dimensions, because I will be selling my classes to go as tutorials, but they will come out a bit later, because it's not an option I offer immediately, because I like to send out the boxes, because then I can treat people to bits. So this is literally just going to go, actually I think it might go up a wee bit, like that, and I am going to grab, oh actually I might use, I've got this piece of linen thread that I've been meaning to use for some time, and it's so old it came on a card. Had it for 3 years. Yeah, I mean I'm very precious with my grid paper. Hello Nikki from Utah. So we have got the, I think they're called Essentials Twines. Yes, Baker Twine Essentials Pack, which is grey granite, black obviously, very vanilla, white and crumb cake. But I want to use up my piece of linen thread that has been annoying me for some time. Oh, wonderful, Marlene. Well, as I say, it won't be long before they go up. It's worth, isn't that annoying? It's worth making sure. Now, if you subscribe to my newsletter, you get an email saying welcome, and if you're a demonstrator, please unsubscribe. I'm actually not that fussed. So if you are not already on my newsletter, by all means subscribe. That is just not going to happen, is it? I'm going to just have to use one piece, or the whole piece rather. I love a craft room. I watched your... Oh! I have to say, Louise, I'm thinking of changing it. I mean, it's fine, except I'm running out of space. Partly because I have lots of other tut in here. Partly because I've got some bits which were supposed to be for... I'm going to tie this in a knot before I tie it in a bow. But yes, I had these areas which were supposed to be for, you know, pretty bits, but they're far away from where I do anything, so they're fairly useless. It gives us the opportunity to take classes from your favourite. Ah, thank you, Beverly. But yeah, I've got to change. I've got to add the dimensions because I've only used International A4 cardstock measurements, and although I give those in imperial and metric, you'll be starting with a different card size. So some of the projects will look slightly different because they will be a bit wider and a bit shorter because of the way that your card is made versus the way our card is made. But I want to add those in before I start selling them to North America, or indeed generally. So I'm going to have that so it's just underneath my coffee cup. I'm going to tuck the ends so that they're under there, and then I can curl this one a little bit and undo the bow apparently, but that's fine. We can easily tighten that up again, and then we can undo this bow a bit. And actually it's a much nicer size. So yes, you can, like that curling ribbon, you can do that with twine as well. So sticky. It's a sticky mark. So that is pretty much all I want to do, apart from add the sentiment. And we are going for the corn of the latte, so sending thanks with a whole latte love. Who thinks these up? Right, top left. And I'm going to stick with crumb cake. I wonder how my... What size do you recommend I cut it to? I always cut my basic white to 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. I actually cut all of my card to that size, and I will show you why in a moment. In fact, we might make this the last card, and I will show you some of that stuff. Because why not? Why not turn this into a bit of a lesson? So, have I got a crumb cake? No, I haven't. Okay. Ooh, I wonder. No, that's grey granite. Right, crumb cake, here we come. Excuse me. Crumb cake, crumb cake. So for those of you who don't know, I keep my card under my desk. I stand when I craft because I have a useless back, which doesn't like me sitting very much, so I tend to keep my sitting until the evening. What's that in centimetres? Dare I say, if you go to my website, you will see, because I have it on my website all the time. Let me see if I can grab it. Bear with me, because it might be in here. Or not. Bear with me, because it'll be on this. It is, so I don't really do centimetres, 14.4 by 10. But it is always on my website. So if you ever see any projects that I do, they will end up on my website. They don't always end up on my website immediately. They may take a few days because I have a life, and it takes quite a lot of time to get stuff onto the website. So I scored in half and then just cut. but you can do it the other way if you'd rather. You can score long and thin and cut short and fat, but it means you end up with 2 card bases with 1 set of score. But yes, they are always over on my website, so any dimensions will always be there. But okay, so I'm just going to pop that on there. See, it doesn't need more than that. Basically, yes. Yes! So, this card was, the white is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, or the metric equivalent. This is 1/8 of an inch smaller, so this is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4, and you can just keep going down. What you can do, here's a plug, Kylie Bertucci, who is amazing and generous to a fault, sells the measurements for card templates. I'll stick this together and then I will show you what that looks like. She sells the measurements. It's 5 Aussie dollars, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's about £3 in UK terms, or thereabouts, and that's for each set of measurements. But if you're only working in metric, you only need the 1 set. But let me just stick this down, and then I will stick a mat on the inside, and then I will show you what the templates end up looking like, because they are amazing. And she keeps adding to them, and you can just get them off her website, kyliebertucci.com, and it comes as an email, and you just print it and you can work from there. But I'll show you what I mean. So that's our card. Right, so I work in Imperial. My brain works that way. I was brought up working on Imperial, so that's what I do. So these are Kylie's card templates. So what I'm in the process of doing is actually adding all of them to this. Absolutely, Daryl. I'm going to call you Daryl today. I mean, you know, Sean, Daryl is also on my team. She sends you a new one every time she upgrades them. So she will tell you what colour to cut them in. You don't have to, but if you watch one of her videos and she refers to a colour, thank you, Marlene. This will be what she means. So this is a great example. So this is my measurement, A4 Imperial, 5 5/8 by 8 1/4. That obviously isn't it. 5 7/8. This would be what the front of a card looks like that. So if you scored it that way. My favourite size is this, which is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. But if it was in North American letter, it would be the equivalent of 4 by 5 1/4, because their card is smaller. But what it means is you can get your templates out and you can go, oh, I like that as a surround. And then if I want something a little smaller, I can pick out this one. This would be nice. And you can do that. And you go, yeah, I like that. And you can design your layers before you cut. But I always start by cutting to this size, because everything else is going to be smaller, and it's just convenient for me. I mean, I get through a ridiculous amount of cardstock in any given week, so it's easier for me to do that. And I always just cut 4 mats. So let me show you. I'll use white because I'm always using white. So sheet of white card. So all I do now, I find that the trimmer will go through 2 layers of card at once. So I will go 3 7/8. They are so handy, absolutely. And anyone can buy them. You don't have to be a demonstrator. Customers can buy them as well. I mean, you can buy them from anywhere, pay through PayPal, and it works it all out for you. Now, I like this little strip because that's really good for narrow sentiments. So, as I say, I find that I can cut 2 layers of the white together. So, I would then cut these at 5 5/8. And Pam, if you're still on, I'm not pushing hard, I'm just pushing. So I'm not pushing down, I'm just pushing. We had a discussion about how to use the new trimmer, well, relatively new trimmer. And there I have 4 card bases. Those are basically my only scrap bits, because this piece I will use for sentiments. These bits probably will end up in the bin. So yes, just bought a divider tray I want to cut up. So yeah, let me, it's going to probably make everything fall over, but hey, you guys are worth it. I have one of these fridge trays. Don't know what it's for, but it's one of those. And I just keep all of my layers. This is scrap stuff that I use for punch templates. But I keep all my pieces in here. So there are some that are quarter sheets. So this, for example, is a quarter sheet. But everything that's a colour will either be a quarter sheet or a cut layer. And then for the white and vanilla, I will sometimes cut down so that I've got the smaller layer. But yeah, just one of those little tubs, and it just sits on my desk. So yeah, I find it really helpful, particularly when I haven't got Werther's Originals going underneath it. Never mind. So yes, there you are. So anyway, those are my 2 cards for today. We've digressed. That's fine. I'm happy to digress. But yeah, cute, I think. Did you make the dividers? What, you mean these? Yeah, this was a punch we used to have. So I just punched it. I mean, it was actually the edge of a punch. But yes, so I just made some dividers. So I know where my brights and things are. Thank you. So yes, we've got a tea lover and a coffee lover. So we're happy, really. We've satisfied anyone who is happy to drink either tannin or caffeine. We have something for them. So when I cut from right to left, it's perfect, but when I cut from left to right, there's a slight drag. Not always. You may find that one side of the blade has already worn down a bit, Pam. That will be why. Came in late. The green card is the one. It's one of the new colours on the. Is that one of the new in colour greens? Yes and yes. So this is Soft Succulent and this is Just Jade, and I've got Just Jade ribbon. And then I've coloured the mug in Mint Macaron and Just Jade. So yes, it is. And this is Crumb Cake with Mint Macaron as the stripe. And I did Sahara Sand on the inside of this because it's got a slightly greener tinge to it. And this was Crumb Cake stamped off. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe and would like to, you can do so by clicking the image in the bottom right hand corner and hit the alert bell to be sent an email when I go live or upload a video. If you're in the UK and would like to shop with me, you can do so either by clicking, there's a link in the description bar below the video, or over on my website. As I say, I will have these over on my website probably sometime next week, but it may be the week after because I'm trying to get myself ahead so that I don't panic when I suddenly need to do stuff. I mean, stuff that isn't this. So yeah. Oh, anyone who's in the In Colour Club, I received all the stuff yesterday for month 2, so that should be going out later this week. And my May thank you packs, I say later this week, that'll be tomorrow. And my May thank you packs will be going out either tomorrow or early next week. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. I will pop up my end screen